Hey Soul Tribe, Tracy here with Sweet Spot e-magazine. Thank you so very much for the likes, the shares, views, subscribes, comments, donations, everything. I appreciate it all. Let's ring this bell. Let's go ahead and clear out this energy, and then we'll see what the message that Spirit has for us this evening. Someone thought they had control of you. Not anymore. Not any longer. That shit is done. That shit is through. The songs that I'm hearing is LL Cool J. Mama said, knock you out. I'm gonna knock you out. Mama said, knock you out. I'm gonna knock you out. Mama said, knock you out. That's the song that I'm hearing. Somebody's about to get knocked the fuck out. Hey, J Mike. Bottom of the deck. We starting off with the devil. And guess who is sad and feeling disconnected from everybody, y'all? The devil. Regret. Feeling left out in the cold. Because mama said, knock that ass the fuck out. That devil got knocked out. I don't know why I'm picturing that movie Friday when he say, you got knocked the fuck out. That's what happened. I'm gonna knock you out. Mama said knock you out. Yes, somebody finally stood up for themselves and knocked somebody else the fuck out. Thank goodness we're back. This King of Cups is coming to their right mind. Finally, after a time, it's like this King of Cups is finally starting to use their discernment about these lies that was told. And somebody's making a judgment call on all these lies. And they're starting to listen. Listen to what their better judgment is telling them. Listen to they're having that discernment. They're using their discernment. See, I feel like somebody got sick and tired of being sick and tired, and they finally decided to do something about it. They knew that, their family lineage. They knew there was something special about their lineage, but they are just starting to embark on this journey to find out exactly what. It's like they allow themselves to kind of be swayed by what the public was saying, what these fake friends were saying, and how somebody was manipulating them. They're finally waking up to manipulation. Somebody stopped believing in somebody else's little, oh, well, let me tell you this, let me tell you that. They stopped accepting what was in that cup because they found out that wasn't love. That was poison. Someone no longer wanted that poison. And they started making a plan that they needed to go by themselves. They needed to do their own thing. They needed to use their own brain. It's like they were upset that, they didn't give to you what they should have. They left you out. And that's why they felt all that heartache and heartbreak. Then somebody started to hold back. They started to kind of distance themselves from the crew. And they followed God's advice. They followed God's urging that it was time for them to go. and they left. They thought about it. They was wondering, are they making the right decision? They thought long and they thought hard about this, but they knew they didn't have a choice. It was time for them to go. And right before they left, it was like somebody came and they tried one last thing, one last trick, one last spell, one last conjuring. But someone saw the truth of what was happening. Hey, Melissa. Hey, J. Mike. Hey, Malcolm. And they knew the truth of what this person was trying to do. They believe you now. They believe that, you have a particular purpose here. And your purpose is to guide, to teach, to show others how to love. They believe everything that you said. This is what made it easy for them to move forward. Hey, Shaylin. Now somebody wants to heal this relationship. What's the message, Spirit? I feel like somebody got knocked the fuck out. I'm gonna knock you out. Mama said knock you out. Yeah, somebody knows that somebody was expecting somebody to come in and feed them a whole lot of bullshit. But they had already had in their mind what they was going to do, what they was going to say, how they was going to say it. Somebody was expecting somebody to come in one last time, one ditch effort, that last ditch effort. But somebody already knew what they was going to do. And it was like this person, they thought that they was going to get in the middle of this relationship. I just need to do this to get in the middle of this relationship. But that wasn't the truth. They finally put an end to this, to their own misery. They finally put an end to someone feeling like they had to win at all costs. They had to overtake you. It was finally done. They finally put an end to someone who was trying to act like they held this position where they really didn't hold that position. Someone was trying to make it seem like they was a great mentor, a fatherly figure, but this person figured out that this was no fatherly figure. This was a motherfucker who was trying to guide them in the wrong direction. Somebody who was a fatherly figure guided them in the right direction. And so where somebody felt like they were stuck and they couldn't move, like they had to sacrifice themselves, they finally realized they didn't have to sacrifice shit because they already knew what they needed to know. They already saw what they needed to see. They already felt everything they needed to feel. All they had to do was make that move. 5:55. Thank you, J. Mike. Change. What's the message, Spirit? What's the message? Somebody is upset that, they can't control you. They cannot even control anybody that you're attached to. That's over. They have no choice except to let it go. And like I said, this person is that devil energy is in regret and feeling left out in the cold. They no longer have any control because you don't even need what they was trying to give you. You already have your own. You got more than what that motherfucker got. So there was no, there's no choice except just to let it go, just to make peace with that whole situation. Not that you even needed any closure, you just needed to be peaceful that you made the right decision. Hey, Baby Yoda, Peak Oaken, how are you? How are you? Hey, Shaylin, if I didn't say hello, you just needed to make peace with that. You didn't need no closure. You know, when Mama said knock you out, Mama didn't say gain closure and then knock the motherfucker out. Mama said knock you out and get to fucking stepping. You ain't knocking nobody out and then be like, you want to sit down and talk about that? Fuck that. Mama said knock you out and get the fucking stepping. Kick them if you have to. But that shit is through. That shit is over. See, somebody didn't realize they was pushing the envelope too far, but that motherfucker realized that shit now. They realize all that shit now. They thought it was a joke. Joke is on them. Somebody realized the gift that they had, the gift that they have, how precious what they have. And this person wants justice. They're coming for justice for you. See, someone thought that they could keep somebody in the dark, keep them confused, keep them guessing, let them miss their mark, let them miss what was due to them. But see, somebody realized that the more they stayed in the dark, the more they continued to close their eyes as to what the fuck was really going on, the more confused they were, the more chaos that ensued, the more fights they was going through. That's why Mama said, knock that ass the fuck out. And as you know, I'm talking about LL Cool J. Hey, Lucky Libra 444. See, now somebody, they want to protect you because they know you're worth protecting. They know that for them to get back to you, it's like it's going to be their honor to protect you. It's going to be their honor to knock that motherfucking devil out. It's going to be their honor to come to you and be like, Mama, I knocked the motherfucking devil out. Because that means that they completed that cycle. That means that you know what, they finally you're going to get their wish fulfillment. That means that they're going to feel proud to be able to come back to you and say, guess what I did? Guess who's in ICU? Guess who's in the hospital? Guess who is no longer here? Guess who is no longer a threat? Someone wants to come to you and let you know there's no more questions. There's no more doubt that they need to be with you. There's no more. This person, this warlock, this is who they had to knock the fuck out. This is who they had to get rid of. You know, and it's like this person had to think about everything that you have been telling them for a long time, sharing with them for a long time, how you have been protecting them for a long time, how you had not even said anything. You was just doing what you normally do, but you was going through the motions of protecting this person, being honorable to this person, being loyal to this person, and they finally woke up and they finally got it. Hey, Touche. Even though before it was like they didn't want this healing, they were refusing to see what you was trying to show them, that there was peace beyond this person. They refused to see it, but now they see it. Now they want this happiness with you, but they know in order to come back with you, they have to fight for you. They have to protect you. They have to defend you. They have to honor you. And this is what this person is prepared to do. Even though there is a history with this warlock. There is a history with this person since they was a child, and somebody tried to get them into black magic or tried to get them on, I'm gonna take you under my wing, young blood, for so long. But now, like I said, this person is finally starting to wake up. They're finally starting to see that, you know what, everything is not the way I thought it was, the way that somebody manipulated my mind into thinking it was. So now somebody's ready to take matters into their own hands. I'm gonna knock you out. Mama said knock you out. Somebody's taking matters into their own hands. What's the message, Spirit? What's the message? Yeah, whatever somebody thought that they was going to do, it's over. There's nothing left for them to do except to go the fuck away. That's it. This person that thought that they was going to control something, they was going to get in the middle of something, they was going to mess something up, that shit is so fucking dead. It's like, if you don't take your ass the fuck on, and we don't even give a shit where you go, just get the fuck on. Because somebody has. They're ready to put an end to this. They're ready to turn that page and turn that corner, flip the script. And they're very guarded. They're very guarded of themselves, and they are very protective of you. Somebody cannot wait to come and tell you. They are excited. They cannot wait to tell you what they've done. It's like, I did it. I did it. Yes, 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 I did it. That's how they're feeling. This excitement, yes, I'm telling you, they're like, I did it. Yes, yes, yes. Because they know you're going to be like, Hercules, Hercules. They feel it. They feel the adoration. They feel the applause. They feel you saying, I am so proud of you. They feel all of this because they were finally standing up to what was dragging them down. They finally woke up. It's like this person had to really take a close look at what you two had. Whatever type of relationship this is, they finally had to take a close look. There's no more confusion. There's no more chaos. There's no more cacophony. Nothing like that. And there's no more somebody getting in the middle of what y'all have. This shit is done. That shit is over. What's the message? See, somebody thought that they was going to come and say this one last lie, but somebody said they turned it around. They was like, hold up, a motherfucker. Hold up, ninja with the hard motherfucking R. I thought you just told me such and such, and the liar was like, well, wait, well, I did, but what I really meant was, no, motherfucker, get the fuck on away from me. What are you trying to do? Somebody started really questioning them. What the fuck are you trying to do? It's like they were sitting there. Oh no, you got it wrong. Da, da, da. Yeah, no, I didn't. You sitting there lying to me. You've been lying to me. What about this? What about that? Trying to have somebody replay the lies that they said. That's when they figured out who this person really was. And this person knew who they was. That's when somebody said, that's whenever it's like something in them snapped. And it's like, motherfucker, you had me doing this against my mama? You had me doing this against my wife? You had me doing this against my girl, my lady, my whoever? It's like, oh no. You had me battling somebody that I loved? You was trying to get me to attack somebody? Telling you, it's like you don't even know what's going on. You have no idea what is happening behind the scenes. Hey, Angelique. And somebody, it's like they're not telling you. You can't see it yet. But you feel like this person was still sacrificing themselves. But you know what? One thing you don't know was somebody was working on finding out information about this dark warlock, this wizard. They was finding out information. They was doing it at night. They was doing it whenever. That's whenever they realized somebody had been feeding them a bunch of bullshit. Because all this, it's like this fish jumping out of the cup, all of a sudden it's like they didn't see it before, but whenever they did, they researched, it was very obvious then. So it's like they even approached this liar. They was like, hey, you got some time? Let's get together. Let's get together. Yeah, this is the perfect time. This the holidays. Let's get together because I want to talk to you. I want to see how you doing. They was trying to make it so general. And see, somebody didn't know that somebody else had found out about their little dark secret. They was trying to make it seem like, yeah, we just gonna get together and kick the shit and talk and da 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 da. But see, they had been talking to somebody else, and somebody else happened to help them to see that they was looking the shit all wrong. That they was being fucked up. That they was looking like a fool. Because they wasn't choosing who was really making them happy, or who really had their back, who was really standing 10 toes down for them. They happened to have them to help them to see they chose the person that was trying to do them and their loved one wrong. I'm gonna knock you out. Mama said knock you out. I'm gonna knock you out. Mama said knock you out. Yes. So they knew that they needed to heal. They needed to get past this. They needed to let this shit go. Especially that shit that was connected to their family life. They needed to let that shit go. Hey, Tracy, how are you? They broke these chains. They broke out of those chains and they are free. And this person is so happy. They feel so free right now. They feel like this is the best holiday ever. This is the best day ever. This is almost like this is better than any other day. This is better than getting whatever it is that they wanted for Christmas or whatever day. This, knowing that they have finally broken free of this demonic devilish energy. And the person that helped them, the person that was there with the devil saying, oh yeah, baby, believe that devil. Yeah, honey, believe that devil. Oh, they got with that bitch too. They got with that bitch too. If they didn't slap her upside the head, they sent somebody in to do it. They said, and that motherfucker. They said, I don't give a shit what happens to that bitch. But something gonna happen. Either you gonna do it or I'm gonna do it. But I prefer you to do it. So if somebody had a whole bunch of female friends and said, you know what, I'm gonna need y'all to ride for me, they was like, yeah, good. Man, we got you. You know, we your sister from another mister. They was, them hood rats went and got that bitch, whoever she was. This person, I'm telling you, they feel so free right now. They was able to put some shit to rest. They was able to get their mind right. They was able to relax. And the best part is they know that this shit is over. This nightmare is done. They see clearly everything that they needed to see. They completed that cycle. They graduated. They've ascended. Most of all, they was able to overtake the leader of this group. They was able to overpower the leader of this group. And the leader of this group thought that nobody was going to come and say anything to them. Hey, Create, how are you? Hey, Fresh from a Nap, how are you? They thought that nobody was ever going to be able to overdo what they were doing because they was willing to give it all they got. But God woke this person up. It's somebody, they finally started to love themselves. They finally started to love themselves. They're celebrating you. They're celebrating you, your intuitive gifts, and the fact that you made a judgment call. Even though they didn't see it at that time, you made the best decision. You made a judgment call, and had you not made that judgment call, they would have never been able to wake up to this stronghold that was over them. They would have never been able to wake up. But see, when you walked away, that's whenever something snapped. They woke up and they realized they were somewhere they didn't even know how the fuck they got there. All they knew at that time that they had to protect themselves, and they was already tired. When they woke up, they was already tired, but they knew they had to do something. And it was even worse whenever they couldn't get to you, because by that time they had already hurt your heart. They had already crossed the line that they felt like they couldn't come back from. Hey, Beatrice. Hey, Lisa, how are you? But once they figured out what was going on, once they talked to somebody that said, no, you got to open up your eyes. You are not the one that's looking clearly. You're not the one that sees everything as it really is. That's when they realized they needed to make a plan to get back with you, because you was the only one who was telling them the truth. You was the only one who was being straight up. This person has been watching you for a while now, and they see that you've been moving forward. the strides that you're making. And this person feels like this fullness of heart. Even though they didn't believe in this whole lineage thing, they didn't believe in that in the first place. But it wasn't until they were down and out. It wasn't until you took your power back. It wasn't until they felt that disconnect from you, and they felt that disconnect because you was holding your power back, and they saw how other people were trying to attack them and how they had to defend themselves. That's when they realized that shit was true, because they remember from the past how you always stepped in, how you always spoke up, how you always defended yourself and them. That's when they knew that shit was true. Because you was not afraid to get that sword, hold that motherfucker up and say, hold up, motherfucker. I'll slice your motherfucking head off. This person started thinking about what they had invested their time in. And what they had invested in, they weren't proud of. They know that's why you walked away, because they didn't invest wisely. Like I said, they know you the real deal. There's no lying about you. There's no fudging it. There's no acting like it's not real. You're the real deal. And somebody that was telling them and telling them they had something great, that's the motherfucker that they should have been side-eyeing. Everybody that was part of that tried to have them off track, they thinking about those motherfuckers too. But they just know that there's no more games that anybody, no more tricks that anybody can play when it comes to them and you. This shit is done. Maybe this person was listening to the whole LL Cool J play, on the radio or something. But now it's like this person, they no longer want to be confused. They no longer want to miss what they should have seen all along. Now this person is listening to God. They're thinking about what's important. They're thinking about these relationships. They're thinking about, and they're listening to Archangel Michael, because they know, had it not been for God, had it not been for their archangels here fighting for them, that they would have never, ever, ever been able to get rid of this. Like I said, somebody had been investing in the wrong thing for a long time. What's the message, Spirit? Thought I saw another one flip. Yeah. I feel like, the confusion is clearing up. Or maybe there's still some confusion there, and it has to do with maybe this relationship, this Queen of Wands. Wondering, why would somebody do all of this? Why would somebody want to harm somebody else to this extent? Why would somebody put all of these burdens on somebody else's shoulders? wanting to cause a fight. And it was because they had to resign to the fact that they was on the chopping block too. It wasn't just you. Somebody had a plan to also do this person in too. Sasha! What's the message, Spirit? Oh, Lord. This girl, she may hear some birds. She may hear an ant crossing the street. Who knows? She is just a barker. What's the message, Spirit? What is the message? Thank you. Yeah, somebody, like I said, they thinking about how you protected them. You've always protected them. You've always told them the truth. You was always straight up. Especially whenever it came to these two. You told them the truth about these two, but they didn't want to believe you. See, those two had said, no, it's not that, it's this. Only to find out it was something more. Like these two, they never wanted to believe that these two were some type of secret lovers or something like that. And they was like, no, we not lovers, we just friends. But there was that fishy shit that was flipping out the cup that they refused to see. Now they're seeing the real deal. That somebody's bringing that cup of love and somebody else is bringing the stick. They were angered. They were angered to know that, you know what, this person, not only did they lie on you, but this person was easily manipulated to do some fuck shit against you. As opposed to protecting your honor, fighting for you. This is what made this person have to do this, excuse me, y'all, this work on themselves. It's like they had to get right. Because they knew that they have a purpose here too. They're not just going to be some old regular schmegular Rudy Poo. They have a purpose, and their purpose was not to sit here and play these old black magic tricks on people. That was not their purpose. That was nowhere in the books. That's why they had to really look at what was really going on with these two. And it was not we just really good friends. Yeah, sure, if you fuck your friends. But that's not a friend, is it? I mean, y'all may be friendly. But if you have to lie about the shit, y'all ain't really even friends, right? Y'all are secret lovers. But somebody finally graduated. They finally grew the fuck up. Hey, Sky Royalty 888. How are you, sweetie? Hi, behaving. Hey, Beatrice. Did I say hello already? Yeah, I feel like this person is coming for this person to whoop their motherfucking ass. As they should. Because let me tell you something. Anybody that gets in the middle of me and my relationships, they getting their ass beat. Y'all better go ahead and call the whole karate crew, because it's going to be a kung fu fight up in this motherfucker. Somebody ain't walking out. And I can guarantee I'm going to be the one walking the fuck out. What's the message? See, somebody had to allow that inner bitch come out, that inner anger surface. Because they had to realize that they was under a spiritual attack. They was under what was called, oh damn, y'all, I've been drinking mimosas all day with my dinner because I went to my neighbor's house. So y'all know. They had to realize that, they had to deal with this old shit that, where somebody would have this generational curse. They had to realize that it was a generational curse that was placed upon their life. But God said, not today, motherfucker. Not this time. Not this child. And see, I'm telling you, this motherfucker wasn't even caring about anybody else. They just wanted to do you dirty. They wanted to get at you. They wanted to make sure that you suffered. They didn't even care about this King of Cups. They just wanted to fuck you up. But now, that same motherfucker is trapped. Trapped. In his own making. And the only one out of all of this that's happy is the devil. Because the devil didn't give a shit if they got you, if they got your loved one, or if he got to get this old Rudy Poo, regular schmegular. The devil just want a soul. The devil don't care. It wasn't until you spoke up, you stated your case, you called judgment. That's when everybody started having a different opinion about you. When you spoke up, when you said your truth, that's when everybody started having a different opinion about you. Hi, Melissa. Girl, I'm about to drink me a mimosa after this. But yeah, like I said, you knew a lot. You didn't say a lot. You're not that one that'd be like, okay, come here, I'm gonna do the gossip with you, I'm gonna do this. No, you said what the fuck you had to say, but you wasn't one to sit here and try and throw dirt on nobody's name, because that ain't your style. You have couth about yourself. You cute, you well put together, you manly, you ladylike, whatever. But you're not sitting here going to sit there, and such, and that's not you. You don't have to do that. That's for the Rudy Poots. That's for them fucked up motherfuckers. They do that shit. You don't. Hey, spirits, tunes into tarot. How are you? How are you, baby? It's just Ravi. Hello. Danina, how are you? Baby, you made this judgment call because you knew somebody was lying, and you knew what that plan was because you saw them doing this shit from a long time ago. They didn't have to tell you nothing. You knew about these two, even though they tried to say this shit to you. You knew what the fuck was going on. You knew this shit was going on. You knew it. Your intuition was very strong. You didn't have to say it. You didn't have to see it. You knew it. Plus, somebody was so egotistical. They was like, well, once you grow up, you're gonna be sexy just like someone, or some stupid shit like that to tell them they damn self. But you knew to fuck with me is really to fuck with you. To try and hurt me is really to try and hurt you. That's why you stood back. That's why you protected yourself. That's why you ain't say nothing else, because there was nothing else that needed to be said. You just gonna let these motherfuckers do what the fuck they wanted to do. Because you knew one day everything was gonna turn, the tide was gonna turn your way, baby. And the tide just happened to turn your way today. What else, Spirit? What else? Yes, honey. Let me tell you something. Somebody who's been watching all the butt fuckery and the bullshittery has been watching you, too. They've been watching somebody be all egotistical, thinking that, walking around with their chest all stuck out like, yeah, I'm the tough guy. I'm the girl bully. I'm the tough guy. I know what the fuck. They was watching them too, and they peeped their game. They peeped game. Somebody who had a little bit more, somebody who had was able to talk to somebody and tell this person, I think you looking at shit wrong. I don't think you really see what the fuck is going on. And they backed up what you were saying. And they was like, you know what? No, this person spoke the truth. This person said what was really happening, and that shit was the fucking truth. This is why somebody walked away, so that you could learn a lesson, so that you can finally wake the fuck up. What else is going on? Somebody got knocked the fuck out. Bottom of the deck. And everybody was standing around watching. Everybody was watching. Everybody sat there and watched this motherfucker who was trying to win at all costs get knocked the fuck out and had judgment called on a bitch ass at the same damn time. This is when someone realized that they do need to get some counseling. They need to get healing. They need to be able to see past what all this bullshit that they was fed time and time and time again, over and over and over throughout the years, how they was manipulated into thinking this and thinking that and not seeing this and not seeing that. Somebody also needed to be able to see how you completely moved forward, how you completely took charge of your fucking life. And how nobody can fuck with you. And I mean, nobody can fuck with you. They can if they want to, but I don't think it's going to work the way that they think it's going to. Thank you, J. Mike. Because see, somebody's been watching. Like I said, somebody had to really think back. They had to do their homework. They had to write some shit down. They had to write some shit down. Somebody told them, now you sit down here and you write some shit out. When you was 2, 3, 4, 5, or whatever ages, you write that shit out. And I want you to write who was there for you. Write this. Write that, right? What you went through, who was there, what they said, and everything. Somebody made somebody do some homework, baby. They had to really write down some shit from the past in order for them to remember successfully what the fuck actually really happened. That's when they realized they was protecting the wrong side. That's when they knew it was time to complete a cycle. It was time to ask God for some forgiveness so that they could, it was time for them to forgive themselves before they come and ask for forgiveness from you. It was time for them to approach you and offer you an apology, give you your flowers, show you some fucking respect. That's the least they could have done. You know, somebody wants to tell you that they know what? They know you did this by yourself. There was nobody else. It was you, it was them. And if this was like a parent-child, this is somebody who knew they had a single parent doing all the hard work, everything. It's like you fit the role of two people, not just one. Who didn't want to just be the father who only had to go to work and the kids was taken care of? Who didn't want to be the mother that was just a stay-at-home mom and didn't have to worry about working? But you had to do it both. You had to be the mother, the father, the nurturer, the punisher, the homework person, the sports confirmation, the sports person. You had to be the protector. You had to do it all. You had to be the playmate. You had to do it all. Somebody forgot that shit. Because they allowed themselves to be manipulated by some old greasy looking motherfucker who looked like they ain't showered in a fucking week. But they also had to see that who actually really loved them and who actually would tell them the truth, even if it came out sounding harsh. But they knew it was the truth. They just knew it was without any sugarcoating. Now this person understands why you would always say pray. Now this person they get it why you would always say God has it, pray to God. God this, God that, God. Now they get it. Now they understand. And somebody else is sitting here looking, trying to see, can they step in one more time? Can they offset the apple cart one more damn time? Oh, because somebody couldn't let you go. They wanted to try, and they were sitting there trying to see how they could disrupt your life because they wasn't happy with their life. They have been planning how to cause you some heartache and heartbreak for a long time. They have been planning how to cut you out for a long ass time. This is somebody who had been planning this shit, y'all. They've been planning to start a war with you. And they threw out the first strikes. But you know what? They didn't know that not only were you an earth angel, but you had already went through your own dark night of the soul. You had already established that connection with the Most High. You was already there. You already saw who that fucking snake was. You already saw who that fucking snake was, and you were shining the light on somebody else hey, you may want to look at that fucking snake. You was already balanced. Hey, Cher. Does somebody know they cannot come up against you? Can we get some more likes in the room, please? Just like J. Mike had asked. Yes, I'm telling you, this witch thought that that she was gonna give somebody something in some cup to poison somebody. You see that rap by that cup? She thought she could give somebody something to poison somebody. This one last spell, this one last ditch effort. Cause see, she was upset that you was the one who was the empress. She wanted to be the empress, but that bitch just didn't measure up. It's too fucking bad. It ain't your problem. It ain't your issue. It ain't even your fucking concern. This bitch thought that something was gonna come into her. She was foolish enough to think that all this shit that she was doing to you was gonna come into her. Like she was gonna get the spoils of your labor. Bitch, sit your stupid ass the fuck down. She knew that you were very intuitive. You had these spiritual gifts, that you was the one, and that's why she was trying to leave you out. She was trying to give you less than. That's why she had this great plan that how she was going to mess up or disrupt your family life, your home life, your happy life. But see, she didn't know that wheel of fortune was actually going to always turn in your favor. And this King of Pentacles motherfucker, I'm sorry, I shouldn't call him a motherfucker. This King of Pentacles bitch, oh, they regret the day. They regret the motherfucking day that they came for you. Regret the fucking day they came for you and had somebody question your integrity, your honor, your commitment, your worthiness. Oh, they regret that motherfucking day. Hey, Lone Wolf Studios. How are you, sweetie? Jazzy Jazz. Hey, sweetie. How are you doing, sweetie? Yeah, somebody they can't get over this. They no longer have any control over anybody. They can't make anybody go out and do this old wild, stupid, ignorant shit no more. You know? They can no longer get this group of people together to spread these rumors about you. They can't do that. Because now, anytime somebody says something, people stop and they think and they like, hey, wait, let me check this shit out. Because see, the last time, let me not just jump in. Let me not sacrifice myself. Because the last time this bitch lied and I got all fucked up. Now people are making it a point to go find out, to get some proof. They want hard evidence that what this blind ass bitch was saying was true. If there ain't no hard evidence, they telling that motherfucker kick rocks, big rocks at that. What's the message? What's the message? Yep. This moon magic shit, somebody's done with that. They done with that moon magic shit. It's over. There's nothing else that anybody can do. Now they're just looking for some forgiveness. They want to come. They want to apologize. You know, but basically, they want to make things right with you. this person knows that, they was immature, but they still want to come to you. They still want to make this heartfelt apology. Whether you believe that they're mature or not, they still want to do it. Thought I saw one or two flip over. I did. It was a bunch. More than one or two. It was a whole slew. Shit. We ain't taking all of these. What's the message? Thank you so very much, Lone Wolf. Thank you. What's the message, Spirit? Somebody know that it was like that karmic return, that instant karmic return. You left them and they woke up to being trapped. Like you see those YouTube videos of the porch pirates, and somebody they thinking they get ready to steal a box that's on somebody's porch, and they get off the porch and boom, it explodes, and they got this old pink glitter shit all over them, pink glitter with paint, and it's all on them, it's all in their car, and they can't get it off, the shit ain't washing off. It's like that. Somebody got a return just like that. And somebody else, they finally are getting something that they deserve. All of this because you had to walk away. You had to show somebody, look, I can live without you, but you may not be able to live without me. There's a big difference. And when you walked away, this person thought they was, yeah, I got it. Yes, I won. They confirmation. I won. They thought, I won. But they didn't. Because Archangel Michael had to step in and remind this person about the path that they took. They said, no. You was meant to take this path. See where the light is shining? That's the path that you were supposed to take with the buck. But instead, you took this dark path. Somebody had that dream. Spirit came to somebody. They allowed these angels to come and minister to somebody while they were sleeping. And to let somebody know, all you're doing is perpetuating a curse. You've been cursed. Not only did they have to let somebody know that they were perpetuating a curse, they had to let them know this was your daughter's spirit. This is what you deserved. Nothing else. Anything else, that's just a life that you chose. But I chose this for you. See, somebody had to understand that what free will was. Free will is God's going to let you go out there and act just like a fool if you want to. But you act like a fool and you receive foolish things. But see, God just wants you to listen to what God asks you to do. Not tells you to do, but asks you to do. So that God can bless you with all that is necessary for you. Everybody has free will. You can do what you want to do. I just say make wise choices. And all that glitters is not gold. Don't put all your stock and all your trust in somebody just because they say they got your back. That don't mean they got your back. That may mean that they want your back to be up against the wall, baby. Not everybody's prepared to stand 10 toes down for you, baby. Some people want to see an end come to you and your goals and your dreams. You feel me? You dig? See, somebody had to wake up to that truth. The truth that their free will left them out in the cold. Hold on, let me go get my dog because I forgot to put the light on. She's freaking out. Hold on. Okay, Sasha, hold on. Here comes my mom. Here comes my mom. Okay. You're not doing nothing, no. You're not going out. Just goes outside. Not coming inside to go outside, no. You're okay. No. Sit down, lay down. Lay down. Lay down, little girl. You're okay. Go lay down. Go. What did I say? What did I say? Thank you. Good girl. Thank you. I'm not petting you right now. Thank you, sweetie. Yeah. Somebody had to understand, they could have left themselves out in the cold. God doesn't tell us. God gives us that free will, lets us make our own decisions. And it's like, we can come back to God at any time, but we got to clear up that shit. Just like somebody, they made their own decision when it came to you, and they was confused whenever they woke the fuck up, and they was shocked when they woke the fuck up that they was even that confused to make that damn type of damn decision when they came to you, when all they had to do was just open up their eyes and think, okay, what did you put in? They was this young person, they had everything they could have possibly wanted. Look at this person. They don't look like they hurting for nothing. They in line to get, this is somebody who's dressed very nicely. Hell, they got even a peacock. They got some motherfucking money. You know how expensive peacocks are? I mean, not that I would ever be brave enough to own one, but let's just say that I was brave enough to own anything besides a DOG. I can't say the name because she could probably spell. I don't know. But this person had everything. With the pinnacle, the peacock, the fancy clothes, the hat with the plume in it and all that other shit. Hey, Mac and Dave, to you. How are you, sweetie? What's the message, Spirit? Yes, good, Mac and Dave, good. Yes. This person is so excited. They are so excited. This is the one who knocked that motherfucker out. They want to come and tell you, I knocked it out, mama. I knocked that motherfucker out. That's the one. Somebody that was possibly easily led, possibly a follower at one point, but now they had to get their own strength to fight the devil. Yes. And somebody is like, they couldn't see these lies. At first, they couldn't see the lies. They couldn't see somebody was deceiving them. They couldn't see that somebody was trying to do them wrong. They couldn't see any of that. But now it's like with you, they now it's like something about them choosing you. I feel like this is the angels that are so happy that they chose you. Somebody in their life, somebody who is a real emperor, somebody who is has sown good seeds and done good deeds in their own life. Someone who is a true emperor, not controlling, but very responsible in the responsibilities that they have. They help this person to see what they were missing. They help this person to open up their eyes to say, no, 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 no. I think you got this wrong. I think you're not seeing everything. They help this person to see that the way that they were going was just going to get them more and more in a bind. This is somebody who had to help somebody else open up their fucking eyes. What else, Spirit? Jazzy, you know what? You may not ever be able to trust her because everybody's not trustworthy. I feel you on that one, though. I feel you on that one. Yeah, somebody finally got their courage up. They finally let those nets drop. They finally surrendered trying to listen and follow the lead of somebody else. They don't want to do that shit no more because they see that shit is dead. If nothing else, they're holding back from that person. Whereas they felt like that person was somebody big and bad, they regret ever following this person because they see with this person came a lot of tricks, a lot of games, a lot of lies, a lot of black magic, a lot of somebody trying to talk them out of their inheritance, somebody trying to talk you out of your inheritance, somebody trying to talk them out of their seat. They see this person for who they really were, the devil. Because anybody that's going to sit here and say some old negative, nasty, gnarly shit against you when you ain't spoke bad about them, that motherfucker is the devil. And they see that you was telling them the truth. And yet they chose not to listen to you. They chose not to listen to you. But they're listening now. They want to listen now. They want to hear everything that you got to say. They don't want to doubt nothing that you're talking about because they know you go. It may sound rough. It may sound tough. It may even hurt their feelings, but they don't need to listen to how it's said. They just need to listen to the message that's said, the information that's passed along. That's those nuggets of wisdom that they missed all along. Someone's realizing they need to work on themselves. They don't need to be worrying about what somebody else is thinking. Trust me, this person has had a fucking wake up call because they know it's up to them to break these generational cycles. And somebody else that they thought was 10 toes down, that person wasn't 10 toes down. That person was fake. That person had conditional love. That person placed them in the friend zone. That person didn't even love them. On top of that, somebody had a hidden agenda. They was just a fucking rebound. They wasn't even the main thing. They was trying to get to you. And since they couldn't get to you, they decided to go to the person who you love the most. The one that they felt was going to hurt your heart. This person missed the signals. They missed all those signals, all those red flags. And when somebody gave them a little bit of attention, oh, they hurried up and swiped right, like they was fucking thirsty. What you so thirsty for? What you so thirsty for? See, if you work on yourself, if you really love yourself, you ain't gonna be that thirsty. You're gonna be like, no, I'm good. I'm good. What's the message, Spirit? What is the message? They realized now there was nobody but an energy vampire. Someone who's trying to confirmation, suck all the life out of them and leave them cold, broke, and bitter. That was somebody that gave them a lot of false promises. A lot. More than they can count. What's the message, Spirit? Yeah. And this person is so triggered. Why you got this person triggered like this? Because they sitting there watching you living the luxury life. They are triggered like a motherfucker. They know that you are reaching your retirement goals. Not just that, but whatever you talking about, you spilling the tea, baby. You spilling it all. Because you don't have a problem speaking up. You don't have a problem telling everybody the truth of what was really going on. And you know, by you telling them, everybody the truth, you taking care of yourself. Your mental health, your emotional health, your spiritual health, your financial health, and your physical health. See, this person was sitting here so busy trying to make up shit on you, trying to lie about you. They see that they was just clickbait. They was trying so hard. This was a two-faced motherfucker. And they just mad because you left them on red, because you no longer allowed them to gaslight you. That's why they was mad at you, because they couldn't gaslight you anymore. This person was walking around like they just was the biggest shit in town. Yes, they may have been the biggest piece of caca, but that was it. They was even fake flexing. They ain't have no money. Like I said, somebody had to wake up the hard way. Whenever they finally woke up and they felt that big old thump hitting the ground, that's when they finally woke up like, damn, wait, what just happened? Where the fuck am where's so-and-so? What the hell? Hey, Simone. What's the message, Spirit? What's the message? Good, I'm glad, Simone. Yes. What's the message? You know, you knew to take care of yourself, because this is not your first time around. You've been through this before. This was a past life cycle that you had to break. You know, in the past life, it was nobody believed you. You couldn't get the message out. Everybody, they're just going with that. But this time, people are believing you. You have some influence now. And now this person, ooh, They're getting their payback, baby. They getting their payback. And this is the person who now knows they have to do their own shadow work, whereas they refused to do it before. They didn't want to work on themselves before. They was like, ain't nobody gonna believe them, but they believe in you because they're being able to see it. We are in the age of Aquarius. This is a 9-year. Shit is coming out. Shit is getting squashed. See, they thought that when you started, whatever it is that you're doing, that it was just a side hustle. That this was just a way for you to make some extra money. And so they just thought that, this ain't gonna last. And then they saw that, you was getting a lot of loves, a lot of likes, and people was thinking that they love bombing you, but then they realized to know, you know what? You're getting everything that was promised to you. God is working things out for you. Shit is turning in your favor because you worked on you. You didn't try and work on anybody else. And this motherfucker who was fake flexing, it's like somebody couldn't see that there was a whole lot of red flags with that motherfucker. But now they do. Especially since they got that wake-up call. Now they trust the signs. We're going to pull just a few from the big stack. Then I'm going to go drink me one more mimosa before I pass out for the night, probably. What's the message? Oh, wait, I said the big stack. It's the big stack. That's the message. Oops. You had to call on Archangel Mariel for that divine ultimate love. And you had to lovingly leave. This is why somebody felt like they needed to find their way back. Because like I said, when they woke the fuck up, they was like, what just happened? And they realized they was hanging out with some opportunistic bum. What is it, baby? Just a minute. Just a minute, little pretty girl. Just a minute. You're okay. Go on. Go on. I'm not getting up to go let you out. Nope. Your intuition is on point, baby. And you on the right-hand side of God. And it's like sometimes you just have to tell people how you really mean it. I'm not trying to be rude, but bitch, sometimes you just have to go there. And somebody had to go there today. They had to be just done. Not trying to explain nothing. Not trying to. Just a minute. Just a minute. Just a minute, little girl. My day is opening and closing the door. Open the door, close the door. Open the door, close the door. She like to go in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out. Just a minute. Just a minute. Oh, look, girl. Look, get down. Get down. I don't want you kissing on me. You may have just been kissing on that furry cootie of yours. I don't want that. What's the message? Remember that you are a phenomenal person, and it takes a phenomenal person to go through this shit. I am so glad that you knocked that motherfucker out. Y'all, I'm getting ready to close it down right now. I may come back after my little nap. Okay, just a minute. Let's go. I may come after my little nap, but I done got somebody too excited. Just a minute, Sasha. Oh my gosh. All right, y'all. I love y'all. All right, girl. Get down. Go on, girl.